What's up, everybody? This is Steve of Press Start News, and I'm back with another Video Games Monthly unboxing, as well as recent pickups. So let's open it up and let's take a look. Alright, so we got the Video Games Monthly box, like always. For those that don't know, it's a monthly box service, similar to like a Loot Crate or one of those services. Difference is, instead of random trinkets and shirts and keychains and things like that, they send you a box of video games. And it ranges, I believe it goes all the way back to Atari 2600, now all the way up to, I think, Wii. Maybe PS. I think you may even go to PS3 now, but everything in between, pretty much. So, gonna open up the box and let's see what we got for the month. All right, so we got the standard card that tells you to update your library each month. It doesn't update automatically, so this way it keeps from them sending you duplicates. I haven't gotten a 1-Up card in a while. For those that don't know, a 1-Up card, if you get one of those, that means you got an extra game in the box. You can get choose between the 3, 4, 5, and I believe it's 10 subscription, and that's the number of games that you get in your box each month. I get the box of 5 now. So when you get the 1-Up or sometimes a 2-Up or sometimes even more than that, but that's the number of extra games they might give you. The upside to not getting those is usually that means that the games that you have in the box are usually pretty good games. Because usually, I think, from what I could tell, the extra 1-Ups and so forth, that's basically to, kind of balance out the value of the games versus what you actually pay. Usually they try to get right at or pretty close to what you pay for your box each month. So I think the 1-Ups are kind of offset that if you get one of those, kind of cheap games that really don't have much of a value. But let's go ahead and get into what we got here. So first one is an N64 game. This one is Rush 2. So I'm a big fan of the Rush series. Don't know if I have any on 64. I've got a couple of them on the Dreamcast, but I always love the Rush series. They're just so over the top. And yeah, it's always crazy. So that's always fun, good time. Next one is a Genesis game, X-Men. So this is just the original X-Men. I've got X-Men 2 on Genesis already. The Clone Wars, I think, is what it's called. So I remember this. I remember my best friend had this one, if I'm not mistaken, or rented it at some point. So I remember playing it. I remember it being fairly hard, at least it was for me anyway, but it's been a long time since I played it, so who knows what it's like now. So we'll give that one a go. All right, next is Nintendo Track and Field. So I actually ran across Track and Field 2 not too long ago, so I'm glad to get this one. This game is so much fun. It's so hard. We used to actually play the arcade game quite a bit. A friend of mine, we put together an arcade cabinet for him at one point, and I remember him having a housewarming party over at his house after we had mostly got it together to where it was quite playable, and we were just all over, just banging on the control panel, playing Track and Field. So that's a whole lot of fun. So good to have that one. Got another Nintendo game. This one is Rush'n Attack. So this one, another Konami game. Always good to get NES Konami games. I don't remember exactly I remember this coming out, but I don't remember what it was about, other than it was some kind of commando shooting type game. I don't remember if it was more like Commando, or if it was more like a Green Beret kind of side-scrolling style. But either way, I'd be happy with either one. So I'm good with that. So one more left. Super Nintendo, Yoshi Safari. So I haven't had. I think I haven't any Yoshi games yet. So that's good. This label is mint. I mean, this thing is like. Oh nope, spoke too soon. There's a little ding in it. But other than that, the label looks almost brand new, except for one little scratch in it. And you can't even see it if the light doesn't reflect off of it. So that's awesome. Oh, this is a Super Scope game. I've been thinking about getting one of those. I didn't know how many of these games actually work with a Super Scope. I was thinking about picking up one of those. There's a shop in town that has some Super Scopes and comes with the Super Scope cartridge that comes with it, or that came with it originally. So I've been thinking about grabbing one of those. So hey, now I got a reason to actually go get it. So that's awesome. Oh, they always give you a little trinket. Got some shades. Open them up and take a quick look at them before we get into the other stuff. Oh, they got plastic on them and everything. There you go. I think these are probably a little too young kind of style for me, but these are pretty cool. I like them. I like them. And they've got the wrong side Video Games Monthly logo on the side. I don't think it's gonna focus in it almost. Anyway, you can see it. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So thanks VGM. That's awesome. Thanks for the games. Great selections this month. I'm very happy with those. So I'm gonna throw these back in the box real quick and shift them out of the way. Now on to the pickups. So got quite a bit of stuff. You will notice that I have a large number of OG Xbox games. That is not entirely by accident. Two reasons. One, that's one of my favorite systems next to the Super Nintendo. The original Xbox is one of my favorite systems. So many great games on there. A lot of people always try to favor the PS2. Some even favor the GameCube. Great systems as well. But the best versions were always on the original Xbox if they were cross-platform. And there's so many exclusives on there that a lot of people just don't even remember. It just kind of goes over their head. So I love that system. And then also recently, if you've been keeping up with the E3 coverage, and if not, we've got plenty of information on those on our channel as well as our website, pressstartnews.com. They have Microsoft announced backward compatibility for original Xbox games. So with that being said, me wanting to kind of get into collecting the original Xbox games already, I decided to kind of ramp it up a little bit more and be a little bit more open about the ones that I pick up. Usually I was kind of just picking up certain ones when I see it. If I really wanted it, I'd go ahead and get it. OG Xbox games are pretty cheap right now. Nobody's really focusing on them. But with a backward compatibility coming, the prices might start to go up. So I figured I'll go ahead and grab some more stuff now that I actually want to get, and kind of see how it goes from there. And I just started coming across a ton of stuff. I mean, just suddenly out of nowhere, it's just been a lot of stuff that's available. So let's get into just some of the different things that I found in no particular order that I found them, just however order. I got them stacked up right here. All of this stuff came from Goodwills. You might remember me mentioning in a previous one, I went to a Goodwill and they had a PS1 controller that it was a color variant I hadn't seen before, and I wanted to pick it up just because of that, but it wasn't priced, and they wouldn't give it to me because it didn't have a price. They have to keep it and look it up and then put it back out the next day. Even though there was another PS1 controller out there that was exactly the same thing, just different color, and they could have just priced it the same. They wouldn't do it. Well, my local Goodwill, and that was on another side of town. I just happened to be passing. My local Goodwill happened to have the exact same one. So this is the blue, as you can see, PS1 color variant. This one I didn't have, and it's got the lighter color control cord to match the system, and I love the lighter color sticks and everything. It really cool looking. So whenever I get back into playing my PS1 games, when I get that thing working again, this probably be the one I use. I love the way this looks. So this one is awesome. Move that out the way. Couple more PS1 things that I found one random day. So you remember I mentioned my buddy. I got him PS1. I happened to be in Goodwill. Like I said, all this came from Goodwill. They had these multi taps. Um, is that what they call them on PS1? I think they call them multi taps on the PS1 too. But these are third party multi taps, and you can see on there the price right there, $2. Got two of them, and both of them were they. I don't think these things have ever been used. They still got a bubble wrap on them in the box and everything. I mean, there's not much to it. It's just this in the bubble wrap, but yeah, I mean they're basically brand new. So I couldn't pass those up. Couldn't leave them on the shelf. So I got enough controllers to use them. So yeah, so I got both of those. Got one for him, one for me. Another Goodwill happened to be at, was looking around and just randomly found in a little baggie a not for resale copy of Virtua Fighter on 32X. So, don't leave no cartridges behind at the Goodwill because you never know when you're going to come across any. With that being said, went in there actually not too long ago, like maybe about a week or so ago, and they had some Super Nintendo cartridges I saw, which was really unusual. So I looked through them. They were all sports games. So either that's all that was ever there, or somebody's already picked through it. But I'm always willing, if there's a really good sports game that's in there, and it's not like one of the Madden type games, I'll get it. So I got Bulls versus Blazers on Super Nintendo. Now I've got the Genesis version, but I know this one looks a ton better than that one, so grab that. They had like NHL and Madden for the other ones. I left those. There were some PSP games. I kind of picked through those. They were all loose. This one is Need for Speed Most Wanted 510. I think that's how you're supposed to say it, 510 or 510. 510. We'll say 510 because it's separated. Rush and Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition. So no cases for those, but that's okay. All the discs were in good condition. I got one PS1 game, Jet Moto. And I mean, this, aside from, actually, no, this didn't come from a Goodwill. This came from another thrift store that was down the street. I think that's actually the only thing that came from them. Yeah. It's a little dusty. The disc is in good condition though. You can see there. And everything's in good condition except for the hinge on the case is broke. That can be swapped out. So that's fine. And then there's a little bit of heat burn on the back. But it's all good. Jet Moto's a good game. Let me see. Probably actually the first pickup of the month is an Xbox game, From Russia with Love. Love this game. This is probably one of the best Bond games they've ever made. Especially probably right after GoldenEye would be this. Very different type of game because this one is a third-person shooter. But game is so much fun, and it's actually got Sean Connery doing his voice in the game, so that actually makes it even a bigger plus. It's awesome. So if you've never played this again is one of those games from that generation that was great on Xbox, and people are sleeping on it and they don't know. So there you go. I'll go ahead and get this one out of the way. Was out of town. Went back home to Detroit, Motown. And while I was there, I had a little bit of time to drive around to a couple of Goodwills. I didn't have time to really look for flea markets and really get into thrift stores. I didn't have time to really catch any of the actual game stores, although I really wanted to go check them out, see what they had. But a couple Goodwills that were kind of in my path, so to speak. stores are completely different how they are here in Atlanta, but the didn't find much. There was no systems. There's no accessories. I think it might have been one random controller, but it wasn't anything I wanted. So I felt like, almost kind of obligated. I've already made all these stops. I need to get something just to at least say that the ride around was worth it. So I grabbed Star Wars Jedi Starfighter on PS2. And it is complete. I've never played this. It's obviously prequel series type game. You could tell just by not only by the Starfighter, but we actually got Mace Windu and Count Dooku in the cover. So, I'm not a prequel snob. I mean, I don't care for Episode 1, but the other two I enjoy watching. So, and I love the Clone Wars. So, I have no problem with it being prequel. It's all good. Actually, I'm going to skip a little bit here. I've got another PS2 game. This one is Frequency. Now, this one is not exactly complete. It's not in an actual PS2 case. The disc and the manual are in there. I already said it's a different kind of case, and the cover, somebody printed the cover and put it in there. But it's Frequency. It's a great harmonics game if you've never played it. A lot of fun to play. It's a lot like it's basically Rock Band. I forget the name of it. There's a Rock Band game that you can play with your controller. You don't have to actually have the guitar or the drums or anything. And this is the father of that game. Frequency and Amplitude were Harmonix first games that they came out with, and they had that similar play style where you jump between the tracks, and then they did Rock Band or Guitar Hero, and then Rock Band, and then I kind of went from there. So grab that. PC game, Godfather. So Godfather is a great GTA style game. Again, complete in box. It's even got the map in here as well. So we got the map of the city. I figured if I'm gonna really play this game, I'm gonna play the PC version because it's gonna look best on there. And it has I believe it has a code on the book. Yeah, it codes on the book. So yeah, everything's good with that one. So 2 more, and then I'll get back into the Xbox games because there's a stack of Xbox games to go through. And we'll see how we are on time. I don't want to make this video too long because the last one was stupid long. Alright, so we'll do this one. I already told you guys before when I got the one on the PSP. Big Virtual Tennis fan. Happened to find for 360 Virtual Tennis 3. Had to get it. Of course, it was not $19.99. This was at Goodwill, so it was like $5. Can't remember if it was one of the half price games. Probably not. Most of the ones, it's always the wrong. They have them by color codes. I was always the wrong color. But yep, got Virtual Tennis. This one was interesting. I got this just because it was something different. So, sometimes they give the pre-order bonuses. Well, back in the day before, there was a lot of downloadable content that they could give as pre-order bonuses. They would give you some kind of physical item when you go pre-order. This one here is a pre-order bonus for the Chronicles of Riddick: Escape from Butcher Bay. And what this is a bonus DVD, as it says up there. This, and it's still sealed. It's never been opened. This has an interactive mini hint guide, complete interactive walkthrough of one of the levels, trailer for the movie The Chronicles of Riddick, preview of Pitch Black and The Chronicles of Riddick Dark Fury DVD. So there's a few little random little things that are on here, that they're just giving away, but it's just an actual like video DVD that you put in. All right, now we got one more thing before we get into all the Xbox games. Again, Goodwill. happened to notice there was a bunch of Genesis games that was down there. Of course, as per usual, they're all sports games. A lot of them was boxed, but nothing really noteworthy. But I happened to notice there was this one Minister cartridge down there. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this goes to a light gun, or some kind of light gun system that was made for the Genesis. Don't really remember much about it, but I remember a gun system being called the Minister. So it's probably kind of something similar to the Super Scope that the Super Nintendo had. But I figured, hey, I could probably find the gun or something compatible, because I think the Justifier that they had on there might have been compatible with some stuff that went to Lethal Enforcers. I could be wrong. I by the time I got my Genesis, I didn't really put that much focus on it. I was all about my Super Nintendo because most of the games were better. I kept my Genesis for like the exclusive stuff, so I missed out on this. So yeah, I figured why not? Doesn't hurt. All right, so let's go to this big stack of Xbox games. We'll start with the Platinum Hits copy of Medal of Honor Frontline. We'll do it this way. Maybe that's better. Okay. All of these, I believe, are complete in box, with maybe the exception of one. We got Splinter Cell Pandora Tomorrow, Ghost Recon Island Thunder. Not one, but two Halo 2s, and I'll tell you why. So this one I ran across first, and I figured, hey, why not? Good to have on the shelf. I didn't have my Halo 2 anymore. I think I might have mentioned that before. The top of the case was chipped. The disc wasn't in the best condition. It's got some surface scratches, but it looked like it should work. The book is a little bit beat up. You can see some folds and stuff on there. So I was like, whatever. I probably won't run into Halo 2 again. Then I ran into Halo 2 again. This one was in much better condition. The case is just kind of broken in there that you wouldn't even see if you didn't press on it. The disc is immaculate. The book is in perfect condition. So I could probably take some game that I don't really care about, swap the case out, and it'll be perfect. So I figured getting that one. So I've got friends that are playing the Xbox games, so I could get the other Halo and give it to one of them or something. Other games continuing on: Ghost Recon 2, Splinter Cell Double Agent, and actually we'll skip, and I got the original Splinter Cell, which I think leaves only one Splinter Cell. I think it's Chaos Theory, I think is the name of it. I think that's the only one that's missing. The double double game pack in that came with one of the Xbox sets at one point. It's Star Wars Clone Wars with Tetris Worlds, and I think this is the one that doesn't have a manual. I don't even know if this ever did come with one, but it doesn't have one in it. So let's see, Reckless, the Yakuza missions. This one, if you've never played this game is crazy. It's a lot of fun, but it's obviously it's Yakuza related, but you just running down streets and tearing up stuff, and it's like the Crash mode and Burnout before Burnout existed. It's crazy. Let's see, you got Dead to Rights, one of my all-time favorites, and also already on one of the two games on the backward compatibility list for Xbox One. Crimson Skies, another Xbox exclusive. And last and most certainly not least, Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time. Alright, so that's everything. Like I said, I don't want to make this 40 minutes like the last one was. So I'm just going to wrap it up here. Stay tuned for more information, more unboxings, more games, revamping the news feed. So that's why you haven't seen a news feed in a couple weeks. I'm revamping the concept of how they're going to be done. So those will be back up and running pretty soon. And look out for the live streams. We're still doing the Smash tournaments. We've already done 2. We've got 2 more coming up. There's one coming up next week, and then the following I think 2 weeks after that, on that Saturday, we'll be doing the finals. Check out, go to Facebook and check out Gamers Experience. I believe it's GX Gaming is their username on Facebook. I'll put the link in the description so you can get the link to their page and check out the events. You see all the information on there, and so you get the dates when we're live streaming those tournaments. And of course, you can always check back on our channel for the recorded archived copies of the streams. And then we'll get some other live streams going with all of these games that we got collecting up over here. And so that's it for me. I'm going to get out of here and take it easy. Peace. Oh, like and subscribe.